on YouTube. YouTube. Bootsy! Bootsy, are you there? Alright. Alright, it's telling me it's excellent on my end. So we'll see. Alright, and I'm gonna say, I think we're ready. I think I'm live on YouTube's. I can't tell how it sounds on YouTube. I can try to check from my phone, but I can't. Oh, I talk and listen at the same time. A conundrum. Sounds good. It seems to start out okay, and then it accumulates issues over time, I would say. So we'll see how that goes. Hello, Bootsy. Hello. Let me know how it sounds over there. Was it having issues the whole time previously? Or was it like after I was live for a little bit? Watch me as I gravitate. Oh. Why is my arm flapping? Am I trying to fly? Alright, big stretches. Doesn't do the shoulder wiggle though. Alright. We got the unskippable, unavoidable Twitch ad. So we're gonna go ahead and run that real quick. We're just gonna pop over to an intermission. Thank you for hanging tight through the ads. We get to avoid pre-rolls because of them. After the last break, you think is when it started. It was fine at the beginning. Alright, because yeah, I came back and you said it was all messed up. So, here's hoping. Here's hoping this worked. All right. I am the fastest racehorse. And I'm ready to get this line art done as fast as I can. I think doing the gesture drawings has got me in this mode of like, yeah, go fast. How fast can I do this? But not because I haven't been rushing myself and doing it too sloppy. I've been doing it like fast but good. And I feel like it's having an impact on the way I'm wanting to work. Like, I want to go fast. Let me draw the cute things faster. There we go. We just need to... Actually, I kind of want to time myself. Some of these I'm not sure if I can do... Like, I think this one might be symmetrical for the face. This one isn't entirely symmetrical. Yeah, I might start it symmetrical, but then shift. Because, like, supposed to kind of have a tilted smirk going on. I'll have to play with that a bit more, but I think we're almost there. I believe I'm gonna go ahead and salvage some of the line art here. Like, the body still... It's still doing it for me. I'm not, like, mad at how I've drawn the figure. Like, the body was pretty good. And the dress we have to go on top. Like, yeah, so good. Oh my god, she looks so cozy as I shake this fucking... So cozy! As I frantically flail her around. Don't mind me. Let's see. How do I want to do this? See? Oh. Alright, so I think... hide this. Literally? Is it that easy? That's all of the stuff I want to redraw. I went back and I looked at the Highland cattle, and they have much more, like, almost teddy bear-like ears. Alright, so it's just this layer, and it's just this. XV. Gonna hide that. And then I am also going to erase this. I can do, oops. I can do better. Immediately fucks up. I just love shit like that. I can do better. Whoops. Hugged, like, in the top right. There's a fucking photo of me in my phone hugging a mannequin head just so that I could figure out how this would look with the arms. If anything ever happens to me and somebody goes through my phone, they're gonna be like, why would you do that? And for, like, it's just me taking a fucking random ref. I'm, like, brandishing a fucking... I don't remember what it was. It was like a curtain rod? Yeah, and I was, like, looking like I was gonna throw it. And it's because I was trying to draw a character who was throwing a javelin, and I just needed something that was long so I could kind of feel like I was mimicking the right motion. And so, like, there's just a picture, like, there's, like, just weird shit like that. I guess I could go back and delete them, but by the time I'm done and I don't need them anymore, the thought of going back is kind of not on my mind. We got other shit to do. All right, where is that line art layer? So we're hiding that one. I still like the hand. I still like the hair. We're still in good... Look at that. We can salvage things. Might redraw the horns. Oop. And I'm gonna have to erase some of that. Because the ear's drastically a different shape. Oh, man. The winter is sad. I don't see... I need to find out how do spiders overwinter? I keep coming up with this question. I still have not made the time to find an answer. Did they find somewhere to be... Kyle's still outside and it got freezing. Kyle is also a tank. She is one of the biggest orb weavers I think I've ever seen. I do assume this might be one of her last winters. She's probably gonna Charlotte's Web on me. Except instead of, like, Charlotte being all sweet and everything, like, Kyle's just a fucking asshole who ate her neighbor. Oh, man. Yeah, all the art that I've drawn is definitely very interesting in some aspects. Like, what? Why so many kobolds? It'll be my legacy. But yeah, no. We all have that one friend where, like, you have to be the one because you won't think my post history is weird. Alright, this is line art. And again, my mom knows, like, everything I draw, so it's no secret that I'm a furry, I guess. I just need a fursuit head. I'm gonna make one. You guys want to do that on stream? I just need to, like, catch up enough. The eternal struggle. I just need to catch up enough so that I can actually start a personal project. But I was mentioning that earlier on stream that some of the more hobby-like things I enjoy doing are less creating art now, since it's kind of my job, and more into just kind of making things as my interest catches. Or sometimes I've been wanting to learn to crochet, just because, like, I feel like that's my hands probably couldn't do it as, like, a consistent thing, but having that skill in my pocket, just so if I needed to make something, being like, hold on, I want to learn to knit so I can make a beanie. I've had the same beanie for, God, I don't know how long. I've almost lost it a couple of times, but it's weird. I don't know. It's my art beanie. 'Cause, like, this thing is old. It's, like, sun worn, and I still get people who are like, hey, I like your beanie. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Like, it takes me a second. And sometimes I don't even respond when someone's like, I like your hat. I just assume they don't mean my fucking beanie. But if someone's like, I like your beanie, I'm like, ah. But for some reason, it's like, okay. And I used to have a gym membership way back in the before times when I could still manage a gym and afford a membership. The oh gosh, I left it there on one of the benches on accident. And I panicked because I love that hat. And so I ran back at the end of the day and I was like, oh no, they must have like, it's gone by now. It has to be. And I went and I asked, I was like, hey, did anybody like find a hat? And I described it. And they're like, oh yeah, I remember you earlier. I was hoping you'd come back for it. And like they set it aside specifically because like they remembered me and my hat. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this is my hat. I've thought about just like retiring it so I can't lose it, Just put it on Skuttz. They hide in your house. Mind you, you don't have snow here, but you do have huntsmans. Oh no, big spooters. I still want to see a huntsman. I'm not sure if I'm going to still feel the same way once I see one. But I'm like, dude, so giant house spider in my freezer because he's very large. And one of my roommates squished him and they're like, I'm sorry. And I was like, he had like a 3-inch leg span. I don't blame anyone for being startled and doing a smoosh, I guess. I've gotten used to them. And they felt bad, but I was like, well, dude, you can really see the balls on his face. This guy's pedipalps are huge, fluffy. And so I tried to see how you can preserve or display them, which I'm like, on one hand, I know it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's like desecrating a corpse in the way of like, this is a living animal that died and I'm going to like basically clean it out and display it. But it's not just because I'm like, wow, this spider's cool and I want it. I've been arachnophobic my whole life. Like, cripplingly arachnophobic. I would run away and scream from the ittiest, bittiest, teeny weeny little baby spider, and they would laugh and go, Skuttz, this thing can't even bite you, and you're afraid of it? And I'm like, it's a spider! You could hear me! Didn't matter where you were in the house. You would hear me fucking scream. The spider was big, the louder the scream. And so it's been an adventure of curiosity and asking questions and learning. And I've come to really appreciate them as really interesting little guys and amazing little engineers. They build such like incredible web structures, especially the false widows. Which I am modeled after. They're in the same family as the Black Widow, but they don't have the same like necrotizing toxin. I think is it a necrotizing one? It's the trapdoors that have the neurological one, right? That's why they're such a big deal, because like some of them, if it's a necrotizing bite, I'm trying to remember, or is that why Black Widows are a big deal? But essentially, there's ones that will affect your skin. And so that's where you get like, oh no, the bites that get all nasty and stuff. But then you've got ones that their venom will actually affect our nervous system. And that's where you have like your system shut down and you start going into failure and have like a legit issue with the spooter bite. So there's reasons to be cautious if you're not sure of a spider. But I feel like at this point, I think I just have really good attention to detail. Because they're like, it's really difficult to tell. And it's like, okay, so there's some subspecies that are difficult to tell apart. But at this point, now I've looked at enough spiders. I'm like, I can, oh, this is a that one. This is a that one. Like, I could kind of guess but then again, like the dimorphism, the fact that there was a male false widow in the bathroom, I didn't even recognize that that's what that was. I'd seen them before, but I didn't have like a minute. And that time I was just like, I'm gonna see what you are. What are you, buddy? I gotta find out. And yeah, it was just cool. I think it's neat because they've got like, dude, you spend, that was when I was gone forever the other day, and I came back and I was like, sorry guys, I was looking up a spider. Because you search small brown spider with black abdomen, and guess what, you get a lot of results. And so it took a minute weeding through to try to find like the right one, and then be able to take that one to like, but usually it comes down to Reddit. There's like a spider Reddit, and people will be like, oh, it's this species, but they usually link the wiki. And so when they do that, I can actually go and look at like, or if not the wiki, like some of like the where you can like identify actual things about it. So it's really cool. All because of the infamous, like, it's a running joke, like is it a brown recluse? You know? Is it a brown, oh no, is it a brown recluse? Like, all the spiders are brown, are they all brown recluses? And so, it's just like, no, but because they're one that people know about. Like, black widows are way more identifiable, I feel like. They've got that classic, very large butt, very large abdomen, very pronounced. And then they're also shiny, which is something that the false widows, I don't feel like were. Not to the degree where a black widow's like black and shiny. Like, the false widows looked a little dusty. And oh my god, I love the banding on their legs. Obviously, that's why I have my sleeves and and the legs on the spooter. Yo, say what's up. Also, how's the audio holding up, you guys? Are we doing okay? I wanted to time myself. I just fucking started talking about spiders and went. A good day. Since I'm more or less gotten over my arachnophobia, have I considered Grounded? What's that? Is it a game? Or is it a movie? Or is it... what type of media? What are we... audio sounds good. Perfect, perfect. It's a video game. I would love to. I would love to play more spider-themed games. Can that be my thing? Can I just start playing any game that you can be a... can you be a spider? I want to become the spoot. Let me be the spooter. This is all because I played Spider-Man on the PlayStation. I'm playing Peter Parker. Oh my god. Yep, that's where my love of Mary Jane came from. One to four player co-op? Think Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Are you a spider, or is there a giant spider in the game because you're tiny? Also, what the fuck? I'm not a druid in my Baldur's Gate playthrough, so I can't fucking talk to any of the animals? Blah! I just saw a thing I threw on the TV. Somebody was like, Baldur's Gate, but we were cats the whole time. And I'm like, love it. Show me. And they're like, constantly, they're talking about talking to the spiders. And I'm like, I missed out on a playthrough where I could talk to the fucking spiders? What do you mean? So we might have to go Baldur's Gate Take 2, the spidering, where Peaches now has a goal. Peach's goal is now talk to every spider Skuttz can find. There are lots of spiders. I think that would be really cool. All right. Big stretch. So weird you guys can see. This is so weird. Yeah. All right. Oh, did I break the model? All right, shake it out. Gotta stay loose. Keep the shoulders not too tight. Stretch the neck. The premise of Grounded is you and 3 of your friends got shrunk down somehow and now have to explore the backyard, and it's all secrets to unshrink yourself. I don't know, dude. Considering the other context I have for that right now is I recently I just got through watching Solar Opposites, throwing it on in the background, and on my migraine days it was one of the things I was watching and chilling. The Wall. It's crazy how good like this like it makes the main plot feel like the throwaway plot. Just give me I'm sitting here waiting for the next season now, but it's not because of what's happening with the Solar Opposites. It's because I want to know what happens with the Wall plot line. Like, oh my god. Anyways, it's a survival crafting game, but it's actually really fun. I like survival crafting games. Like, I like that about Project Zomboid. I like trying to survive and level up and progress that way. I don't know if it's that same part. I don't know. I enjoy a challenge, and I don't mind a little grind as long as the grind is rewarding. It's when it doesn't feel like I'm getting a payoff that I'm just like, ah. I feel like that's where Overwatch became for me. It was a grind without a payoff. I moved from console to console. I started out playing on the PlayStation. Then I traded my PlayStation to get an Xbox that stopped connecting wirelessly to the internet after about 6 months of owning it secondhand, so there was not a lot I could even do about it. And then I was connecting it via Ethernet cable, and then eventually that stopped. So guess what happens when your Xbox won't connect to the internet? Yeah, you can't play any games at all anymore. It bricked itself, so it just became a worthless piece of, like, paperweight. Which is really sad. And I'm like, well, this makes me mad because console gaming sucks. Like, I put time and effort into getting skins and, like, everything on the PlayStation and gave that up to try it on the Xbox. And then, like, it just fucking, it's like, why? And so trying to remember if I downloaded it on my computer or not, and then I maybe played it a little bit, or I played it on the Switch. I can't remember which one had it that I did. And then they fucking changed it to Overwatch 2. And the game that I enjoyed and had got my skins for, I got my Barbarian Zarya skin for the 3rd fucking time. And then Overwatch doesn't exist anymore. And I'm just like, I'm kind of like, what's the grind for? What was the grind for? You lost me as a consumer. You lost me as a consumer. Like, you know? Just frustrated. There's probably ways to better connect the accounts or whatever, but the game's gone. Overwatch is gone. The game I actually enjoyed playing. Gone. Oh my god, you guys, I'm actually pissed. Like not, this is about as mad as I get at stuff. Like, it's so stupid. A game that I bought multiple times because of the amount, that was my one, like, downtime play game. And then after that, I've switched to Magic the Gathering Arena, which has been way more rewarding. The grind on Arena, just to go grab dailies, I don't play that often, and I don't really upgrade my decks that often. And so I just kind of hoard my rares. I play 1 or 2 decks that fit the color things, because, you know, the dailies are like, attack with this many creatures or this or that, but then there's like the color locked ones where it's like, play X amount of red spells, play this many blue or black spells. So just kind of like, I've got like a blue black damn it. Try again. A blue black Dimir Fairies deck, which is a lot of fun. And then I've got a green white spider deck. And like, that's just basically what I play. I don't really have good red cards, and I kind of bank on them not really asking me to, like, there's usually like, play a red deck or a blue. So it's like, I can kind of get around not playing red decks. But I did make a chunky goblin deck that I put Freya as the card art for the deck box on, because Freya. But she's not in the deck. But like, I get, I don't know, a couple of pets. And I'm not trying to keep up with the meta. And I just play a couple of rounds and kind of get my dailies, and then I get tired and I go to bed, you know? So like at least when the sets rotate out, sometimes I get some rares or whatever for like some of the cards I couldn't use, or in the time between the sets I've accumulated some rares. I'm like, cool. And then I've been able to actually like save up gold, and then when they have the stupid days, oh no, I did that on the wrong fucking layer. Oops. When they have the days where you can like trade gold for the fucking crystal currency shit, I just do that. And then I had enough that I think when it was Throne of Eldraine came out, I played a little bit to see if I got far enough through the ladder, not the ladder, the stupid mastery thing, and then I used my stupid little gems that I didn't spend any money for to get the arena thing, but it was after I'd already gotten most of the way through the mastery pass, so I'm like, spending the gems already made sense. Like, there's no instant gratification in it, but I don't need instant gratification. I need to see how big my spiders can get. I need to see how big my spiders can get. I need the giant spooners. It's a lot of fun, but I'm trying to think. I don't actually play that much. I struggle playing it in the middle of the day. If I'm not streaming and playing it, like talking to chat and everything, holy shit. I like 3 matches and I'm like, I want to go to bed. It's like my reading before bed. I've Pavloved my brain. Like, this is the bedtime activity. Oh god. Oh god, there's unknown people on Arena who probably fucking hate me. They're like, I don't know who this Skuttz is, but fuck you! I'm sitting there like falling asleep. They're like, this bitch is running their timeout. This asshole. And I'm like, oh god, I need to go to bed. I just concede and then get a win though, hopefully. If there's been a few times where I'm like, oh shit. I tried to stop playing Arena before I fully fall asleep because I don't want to be that guy. I've dealt with sore losers who just kind of end up running the clock. And I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, whatever, joke's on you. And I just do something else while I'm watching the screen, and then the timer runs out, and then I win. But I was like, cool. I was drawing in the other tab. Like, I don't know. Arena's weird. Okay. I already like this a lot more. Stuffy. File save. Do do do. It was in the middle of, you were in the middle of crafting a castle out of mushrooms, beetles, and raven feathers before your hard drive died? No. Just really felt awful to see something you poured so much time into turn into what it has now. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I ever actually played Overwatch 2, or if I just watched a friend play it once in a while back in the day, and I was just like, yeah, that's not for me. I didn't even feel like Zarya felt like Zarya, and she was like my main. Like, I built her cosplay, and then like the 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 barbarian Zarya skin wasn't even in the game anymore. I'm like, why'd I spend 3 months building a cosplay of a character in a game that... So now when people are like, dude, are you Sonya? I'm gonna be like, fuck yeah, I'm Sonya! Because there's no barbarian Zarya anymore. I might as well be Sonya from Diablo 3 or whatever. Like, fuck. Marvel Rivals felt like the good old days of Overwatch on release, but like you don't have a team to play with anymore and you're not going to solo queue that kind of game ever again. Dude, if you can't have one teammate to actually like pair up with and get some of your like moves off, assuming if, well, I've seen the combos and stuff that Rivals can do, so man, maybe that would be a fun one to play one night. Because, like, that one's just to pick it up and play for a little bit. It'd be a fun community game night one, too. Used to be the Boros player, but with how little control interaction your current pod plays, if you're not playing some form of controller combo, then the tempo deck wins every time, and it's not very fun. Oh, man. We basically only play Commander, though. Standard and Modern don't appeal to you, and Pauper is turning too grindy. I don't think that I would keep up with Standard with physical cards. That's the other thing I like about Arena. I'm not, if I build a new deck, like all my cards can go, like if I have four cards, I can put 4 roaming thrones in every deck I make if I fucking want to. And I do. That's my goal. Take roaming throne, take creature type. How many creatures with triggered abilities can I stuff in deck? Let's go. It's fun. When roaming throne goes away, I'm gonna riot. By riot, I mean probably quit playing the game, and by quit playing the game, I mean I'll just build a new deck because that's why the meta rotates. Oh god, no, you're only playing on Tabletop Simulator. Yeah, Commander is... I've had the same Commander decks for a while, and they don't keep up necessarily as much with other decks, but I also think there's different power levels for decks, and there's different ways groups want to play, and I don't know. I have fun playing with people who want to play for fun. I don't necessarily have fun trying to play to win. Like, not in a way that, like, makes the game not fun for me. And when wins on turn 3 with an infinite combo that nobody could stop because nobody's had a chance to fucking draw any fucking removal or barely has enough mana out even to play it if they did. Then we just spent however long shuffling up. I mulliganed twice to then like shuffle up after the 3rd round. Like, that was dumb. I understand if some people like playing competitive Magic and they like getting those combos off. And like, I'm not going to tell somebody not to play a way that they enjoy playing it, but I'm probably going to find people who want to play a little more lax. And that's, you know, that's fine. I don't really want to keep up financially with Magic. They're releasing a lot of sets, and I am not, like, that's not something I have money for. It's one of those things where if there's a card that comes out, I, like, might save up. Or once in a while, I've been able to, like, there's friends who play and they're like, oh yeah, I have that card, you know, and it's like, okay, cool, thanks. But for the most part, it's like, I just play Cathril and I play Lathiel. I have been thinking of building Lathril because that would make me laugh. Trying to tell you what commander I'm gonna play, like calling out for your kids when you're pissed off and you can't get the right name out, and you also say the dog's name too. Like, it's, there's this too, there, you see it all the time, like, parents just like to name their kids with the same, like, letters, and they'll do it, like, 2 one and 2 the other, or, like, they all have one, they'll all be J's, or they'll all be B's, or they're all, you know, like, there you got 2 C's, and then you got 2 S's, and it's just like, you know, it's weird, but it's creates this thing that when a parent's mad at their kid and they have multiple children and they're trying to, like, conjure the name, they're all so similar, they're like, they cycle through the names, they're just like, Skuttz. It's like, you had to try like 3 times to get there. But anyways, I'll be like, I'm gonna play Lathiel the Blessed Dawn. You're like, are you okay there? Like, no, that was a real glitch. I randomly choose what deck I play based on the name that comes out of my mouth. Wizards of the Coast has earned so much ire from you that you'll probably never actually give them money again. If we aren't playing Commander EDH, if that's what you're thinking. Oh, I don't know. I guess, is there a difference between Commander and CDH? Personally, you like games to run turn 8 to 10. Yeah, there's definitely, like, games can go on far too long, too. Like, when you get to the point where you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna finally see some action. It's like board wipe. And it's like, okay, kind of see some action. Board wipe. It's like, okay, all right, we're gonna just board wipe. It's like, oh, all right, I kind of want to shuffle up again. I'm out of my engine cards at this point, and we're just kind of who top decks the biggest beastie. Some of the sets have been more like Magic, but stuff like Lord of the Rings and 40K and Spider-Man just felt like corporate slop. I can only say, was it Gates of the Omen Path came out? And it's got, like, the Spider Hero cards and stuff because of the Spider-Man thing. Honestly, it's why I have the Spider deck that I'm enjoying playing right now. Yeah, I do understand, like, there's definitely a vibe shift, but I don't know. I didn't get into Magic. I think when I got into Magic, the Walking Dead one just dropped, and the whole the whole debate started. But I will say, as much as people don't like it, it has brought a lot of like new people into the game. However, I am in the camp of everybody who's exhausted of I cannot keep up. I have other shit to do. And like I do like playing the game, but part of the reason I couldn't play with one of the groups I did anymore is because they were literally always getting like the newest sets and the newest cards, and so I would go over to play and I have no fucking clue what any of the new like reactions, the triggers, the card, like the set mechanics and stuff are all different, and I'm not gonna sound like curmudgeon-y about it. But like when I was trying to play last, I think I got a hiccup stuck. What was that? I turned it into a goblin over here. I forgot what I was talking about. That actually hurt. But yeah, that's where I'm like, I think there's room for different play groups and different styles of, like, I currently play much more casually, in like, I just happen to have my cards the same time I'm somewhere, someone else has got their cards, and it's like, oh, you play Magic? And it's like, yeah. Time and space coalesce, and there's 3 people who want to play Slappy cards. And it's just usually way more chill, and I enjoy that. But like I just couldn't keep up with each new thing, and every time I would go to another like Magic night, I would have to learn a whole new thing with like what, and it's like I could keep up with it if it were like quarterly or something, but the fact that it started to be like so nonstop, I'm like, I can't keep up with what's coming out. I don't, that's okay. And I just kept playing the same few decks that I could. And I'm like, the FOMO can't reach me because my wallet can't do it. Like, you know. But it definitely, it felt really overwhelming just trying to keep up playing against all the new mechanics and everything. So I've just kind of taken to personally playing it more casually. And like, I don't know. See, out of all the sets that came out lately, I loved Edge of Eternities, but that's because I really like outer space and like space themed stuff. And so that one just aesthetically was my vibe, and I'm like, I love that. Aether Drift wasn't it for me. Although if they'd gone like harder Mad Max, maybe. Some of the vehicles and stuff are cool, but then like I don't think I use almost anything from Aether Drift. So I'm like, I don't think it was a very good set. But then again, I play Roaming Throne with as many battlefield triggers as possible. So, you know, I could just be not in the subset that worked for. I thought there was some fucking cool art though. Whenever I can get my hands on like the alternate arts, because sometimes they're worth like a fair amount, but sometimes they're just like not worth that much. Oh god, what was it? The Zendikar set? Battle for Zendikar? There was like this cool, almost comic booky style alt for some of the cards, and it's just one of my favorites. And the cards are worth like 1 cent, 4 cents, 3 cents. And I have like a binder page full of them because I love the art. So those are kind of my favorites when the art slaps, but everyone's like, ah, these cards suck. I'm like, give me the art cards. I will make a little wall. It's fun to look through for like different inspiration and stuff, you know? I really love, and I was really frustrated with the continual, like, is this AI? Is this AI? And like, not really, Wizards not really taking a strong stance about some of the hubbub going on, at least not that I saw. And I was just like, okay, so why do I want to be on Magic cards if you guys are like lowering the bar of what you're allowing art-wise? You know, the prestige is gone, and I no longer desire to, you know, one day have my art on a Magic card. But then with Lorwyn, they kind of doubled down in the whole like, look at the fact that these guys are making stuff by hand and traditional work, and I'm like, okay, like, is this just for show, or are you guys like making sure that you're protecting, you know, the art? Because like there's an issue with AI generated stuff where you can't necessarily copyright it. So like, they're not gonna want images used for their cards that they can't have like the IP, you know. Like, they're really good about letting like small guys make shit, but I mean, they couldn't go after somebody mass producing something if it was an AI generated character design, and it's like, oh gosh. So it starts getting in that weird zone. I'm surprised Disney's touching AI, but that's weird. They've gone a long way from what was artistically, I think. Like, I think CGI is really cool, and it's not at all the same thing as oh god, never mind, it kind of is like the AI. Oh god, because it's inauthentic. It's them being like, oh, you want more 3D stuff, you want, because 2D animation just takes longer and it's more tedious and it costs more, and they would rather do cheaper stuff. But like, people still love the heart and feel of traditional animations. When I animate stuff, people are like, oh wow, that feels kind of like old Disney vibes, you know. Because of the way I try to capture and display, you know, movements, or it's just, it's the subtle details, the little movements. And I really, really like 3D as a medium. I think it's cool, and it offers other opportunities for different like types of animation that might not work as well in 2D. Like, I love, there's room for mediums. There's room for different mediums. But the fact that they just stopped producing hand-drawn stuff, and that we haven't seen the quality of cartoon, like hand-drawn animation that we used to from the studios, I think is really sad. But, you know, as an artist doing things that I love, that's one of the things why I like animating and trying to capture, you know, some of those things that I miss, that I don't see anymore. The authenticity that I wish that we could see more. It's really cool how much time they would spend like designing sets and having actors and people like dress and move in a way that they could then use as like life drawing. And that's why some of that old animation is just so lively and so like just what it is, and we've lost that by shifting entirely to a new medium. And I'm like, that's the part that makes me sad. There's room for both, but I think that's where you see a lot more of the independent animation coming to the, you know, like you get VivziePop, like, and it's the same thing. The more they're going to push AI corporate wise, the more you're going to turn to indie and small people who are authentic and offering you a real product. You know, that's why I'm not worried about it. It's slop, and what I have is real. There might be some struggles. There might like not be a smooth whatever all the time, but ultimately I look at the world around me and I draw inspiration from that, and so I will never stop being inspired to create and find new things. And I know I was talking about struggling with like specifically drawing stuff for myself, but I still do a lot, like, to follow inspiration. Like, shit, lately it's been painting my nails. It's like my claws looking sparkly. I still want to paint your guys' OCs on my nails, barring, like, appropriate colors to do so. I think it would be really fun. Because, like, they're long enough right now, and I've got some really fine brushes. So it would be like... it would just be a fun challenge. Like, how tiny can you write? Well, I know I can write tiny. But can I draw spork? Ad starts in 39 seconds. No. Alright, I'm gonna take a break with it then. I need to grab some more water. Doo-doo-doo. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Elder Dragon Highlander, because the original was designed around the old Elder Dragons like Nicol Bolas and Palladium Mors and those ones. Oh, you don't want to get started on the Walking Dead Secret Lair. No! That's where it all went bad. Maybe you're being curmudgeon-y about it, but you sit down to play Magic with Magic, not to sit down and fight Necron, Spider-Man, and Aragorn. Yeah. I think that there could just be room maybe to set aside like an in-universe sort of set stand. Be like, yeah, if this card doesn't have an in-universe, you know, you can't use it. Like, everybody makes different formats for everything else. Why not just make one that's literally only including the worlds that are actually like it just excludes universes beyond. Just your universes within format. Like, just fucking do what I do. If the thing that you want's not there, make it. Be the change. The burnout from never-ending spoiler season and the bloat of 6 to 8 sets per year is insane as well, but they're really trying to milk the player base. Yeah, I that kind of, it feels like they have people who want to spend money on it, and they will. And that's fair, but that's kind of... We're watching a lot of things just try to get as much money as possible to send it to the top, and that kind of sad. Yeah, how's she looking so far? I am really happy with the redraw, and the face looks close enough that I feel like it's the same character now. Let's go ahead and save real quick. Edge of Eternities was just so fucking cool and good, but it was completely outshined by Spider-Man. Yeah, well, and all the people bitching about Spider-Man and all the Spider-Man, like, hubbub. So it's like, even people who didn't like the Spider-Man set bitch so loud about not liking the... Sorry if that was including Yuze. But I guess real talk. This is why I'm like, it's better to talk about the things you like than to spend energy talking about the stuff you don't like. Because I felt like I heard more about how crappy Spider-Man was than like how good Edge of Eternities was. And, you know, that's I guess where I try to expend my energy. And it's like, if I don't like the set, I'm like, whatever. I don't have the money to spend, so whatever. I'm not even part of the people they're getting at least the Final Fantasy cards feel like Magic cards if you remove the names and art. See, yeah, those ones do feel a little bit more in line. I thought even the Lord of the Rings did. I get head pats. Unfortunately, Disney's moved so far into corporate that decisions by one person may not reflect the intentions of the company as a whole. We'll never get another Treasure Planet quality. Oh, Treasure Planet. Oh, sexy cat lady. Yes, Captain, whatever you want. Not to mention, you've got the shits on with Disney at the moment for not acknowledging one of their merch artists literally stole someone else's model, the original. Oh, no. Oh, man. Yeah, there's a lot going on with AI art and corporations. If you want more proof that corporations don't get it, just look at the gaming industry. Oh, yeah. That's where, like, but indie games are thriving, I feel like, in a way where everybody's enjoying smaller studio games. I mean, shit, we've had Project Zomboid, I guess, has been going for like a decade, and they just did a Build 42 launch. So when the communities are there and authentic, the game will survive, you know? So when they try to force these online games to be like, no, you have to spend all your time grinding on just our game, and they're forcing players to pick one game to put all their time into, like you're trying to corner a market to just create infinite cash cows. Whereas indie games are like, here's an experience. It's a one-time purchase. And it's like, cool. And you can play it and you can be done. And if that's like, I played Webbed and now I want to buy Isopod. You know, I'm excited. It was a fun little game. Also, as for animation, yes, Viv's stuff is amazing, and you can easily find the pencil drawings they use as draft, but look at Glitch and Knights of Guinevere too. I want to watch Knights of Guinevere. Would that be one I should, like, fucking, you want to have a watch party stream thing or whatever? Because, oh, Owl House! Why'd they do it so dirty? And I want to see it. Anyways. Yes, you loving how the face looks? Perfect. I'm glad the redraw was a good idea. It's not even that people talk too much about Spider-Man. I'm saying that the majority of what I saw and heard was people upset about Spider-Man, and I didn't see a lot of people talking positively about Eternities, and that Eternities set just kind of got drowned. The in-universe set got drowned out about the hubbub over the, I mean, you should rightfully voice your opinion if there's something you don't like. I'm saying that the amount of conflicted feelings people had about it, and the amount of posts that people had complaining about the set sucking and everything, and I'm like, I'm just the wiener over here who likes spiders, okay? That's all I got. But I think it's absolutely okay for people to hate the set. Like, I agree with, like, it's just too much. It's just too much. It's Spider-Man and Edge dropped the same week. What? Oh, it just dropped the same week and Spider-Man outsold it 4-1. So, like, only one Edge of Eternity sold for the Spider-Man ones? Alright, hold on, we got an ad break. I'm gonna use the restroom. Thanks for hanging tight. It stops us having to deal with pre-rolls. Alright, and we return. Good night, Zay. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the, just to kind of, I guess, wrap up the game conversation for a moment, I feel like there was this moment where, like, World of Warcraft was just, like, everything. And all the AAAs and big companies looked at that and they were like, we want a game that people log on and play and keep paying us money to pay or to play. Like that kind of mindset of like, wow, I want that kind of. But they missed the part where like the reason why World of Warcraft had that kind of success was in part to the like internal community and the like the friendships and the raid parties people put together to go and like conquer shit. And it's like so many things are just coming out as PvP. And it's like, yeah, you can like play games like Marvel Rivals where you're playing in like group of, you know, however, but they're all the same of like you are fighting other players in the same, like some other shuffle of scenery or mechanics or whatever, but like if you're just trying to get people to put all their time into your game to just kind of like fight other people, it's like what right, but World of Warcraft had some level of camaraderie and friendship that people wanted to return for. And like the fact that I found out that like GTA 5 has like a robust like roleplay server of people who just like still like playing the game and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to be the cashier here," or whatever. And it's like, "What the fuck?" But like that's an immersive community where, you know, like I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I'm sure when GTA 6 comes out, it'll like, you know, it'll be big because GTA 5 was big. But it's like they're really difficult to like just actually get those things if you're just trying to manufacture like the biggest squeeze of capital possible. So I support indie games. I just love it. I love that we have that kind of access to those things. Like Deep Rock Galactic is one that like you can tell the people who made the game fucking love the like space dwarves. Rock and stone. I'd be curious about playing Silk Song. If it's a reasonable enough game to like price wise, like I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, fuck it, I'll support the little studio. That's how I felt about Webbed. I was like, even if this game sucks, then at least I'm supporting like little developer and not just like the big AAA studios. But it's just like going to me for a commission. You're just gonna get a different caliber of service than you would going to, I'm trying to think where else. I feel like caricature artists maybe. Like at the fairgrounds and stuff, because you're trying to draw fast. And I don't know how most of them work, but anybody I've talked to who's gotten one, they're usually like, yeah, it's cool, but they drew my nose like this, or they drew my teeth really big and it made, you know, and I'm like, oh, and they would have maybe asked for it to be changed a little bit, but like, that's not how they, because there's a line, there's other people. And so like, it's just kind of like you sit down, you get what you get. And that makes sense because if you're trying to like move, why did I give her a mustache on her head? If you're trying to move stuff fast. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I even have degrees of, you know, there are certain commissions like this where we can go back and forth because we're making a character. You've paid for the time to go back and forth. You're paying for me to design the character. It's why the character sheets cost a little bit more than, you know, the quick turnarounds and stuff like that. Some of them, it's like, there's very little changes allowed. And it's just because that's the commission type for the price that we've set. Otherwise, I'm going to have to look at, you know, charging more, which is why the other ones are priced at that rate. But like, even if I'm doing something that's supposed to be a quick turnaround, if I fuck up something that's if I make this angsty tomboy character look super femme and sparkly, and somebody's like, this doesn't feel like my character, I'd be like, oh gosh. And I would want to fix that, you know? Kawaii Rainbow Dash. I don't know if I like the top part. I was trying to make her look extra floofy like the actual cows do. But I like the way this looks, as is. Okay. Her horns look different on the... Yeah, they're a little bit longer. They're longer and they're shorter in that one. I think it's because I drew it over. Indie games are nicer because it feels like the industry of the 90s and 2000s where companies were smaller and more numerous. Yeah, and you get a lot of good variety that way. Like, you get everything homogenized into the same crap, and it's like, all right. And then you get some wild random game where someone's like, yeah, you're a spider and you just jump around, you're gonna go save your boyfriend. And I'm like, I love it. You're not gonna get that from a AAA game. They'll give you Spider-Man, maybe. It really lays bare the horrors of capitalism. Oh my god, so much this. If you want to play games, you don't want to be sweaty and kick everyone else's ass. You want to relax. Even some co-op games you don't want to play because you don't want to feel like you're letting others down or keep failing because someone else doesn't know the mechanics. Yeah, like League of Legends or Overwatch, like if you fucked up your stuff, like you didn't just... Like, it's one thing when I'm playing by myself and I'm like, ah, geez, I fucked up. But like when the whole team's like, fuck, you lost us the game, Skuttz. Like, this isn't fun. Also, you guys go touch grass. I had one I was playing the competitive. Playing ranked. I was playing ranked. I was playing ranked. And kudos to this guy for, like, not being an ass about it. But it was right after I'd finally switched to playing on the computer. And so I've played Overwatch, I'd played Zarya, but now I'm going from playing on console to trying to learn to play on WASD. And I'm like, what the fuck? And like trying to adjust my sensitivities and stuff for my fucking mouse. And this guy was just like, you guys new? We were like, no. I mean, sort of, because like our accounts were new. And he's like, you were like, yeah, we just like came over from the Xbox to PlayStation. I mean, to PC. And he was just like, okay, well, keep practicing, bros. I was just like, that is the nicest way anyone's ever told me I sucked ass. I'm like, you know what? That made me actually want to get better. And I want to disappoint this random guy again. Versus, oh my god. I mean, I'm sure others can relate for other reasons, but for me personally, being AFAB, also with a deeper voice, like for some reason on voice chat, I would get mistaken as a guy a lot. And I would say something about this or that, or say something about and my boyfriend at the time, and they'd be like, wait, usually they go, wait, you're gay? Still assuming I'm a dude. And then it would be like, or wait, are you a chick? And then instantly, we could have been cool. The whole time, everything was fine. All of a sudden, I'm the worst player on the fucking team. Go make a sandwich, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, they're just targeting you to shit talk. And it's like, that's probably why none of you can get laid. No, like, it's not fun. Like, there are games that have, it's one of the reasons I like Arena, because there's no, like, asshole chat to deal with, you know? Like, there's no asshole, like, it's like, I'm not even, it's not, like, what are these people doing with their lives that's what they're, like, thinking is a good spend of time? And I'm like, all right, I'm not just talking about, like, maybe shit talking a little bit. I'm talking about people who, like, go out of their way to target and harass people, specifically. And I'm just like, God, you must have a sad life. You know? That's what you have to do to feel good, man. I'm sorry for you. And I just kind of block and move on. Like, there's no positive interaction with any of that either. Like, I was like, okay, bye. And then you're effectively, like, pushed out of the space. And so it's like, okay, well, I just won't play with my microphone on. And then you can't actually, like, communicate with your teammates and play the fucking, like, multiplayer game. This was in Overwatch generally, that I experienced stuff like that. And it was part of the reason I'm like, this is fucking dumb. People wondered why there weren't as many women playing Magic for a while, and like until recently there's a lot of attitude where it's like, yeah, it feels like they're specifically trying to say I'm not welcome in the space, which is also wild because why would you not want to have people in the space who might also be interested in the same thing as you? Like, why? I don't know. God forbid a girl beat somebody at fucking Warhammer, though. You gotta sell your whole army. You gotta turn in your man card. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think there's bad sports in just about anywhere you go, though. I just tend to avoid them. Bad sports and sore losers. I spent a long time dealing with people who made me feel bad for winning, to the point where I really am not competitive now. Like, winning actually was bad, because then I had to deal with somebody pouting because they lost. And it's like, well, it's not fun to fucking win. You know? It's just dumb. And as I grew up, I'm like, yeah, now I have, you know, I'm an adult and have agency, and I'm like, I'm just not going to deal with that kind of attitude anymore. I kind of feel like I ran into that sometimes with Magic too, where it's like, somebody's like, oh, come on, like, I don't even have anything on the field. And you're like, okay. They're like, oh, I've only got mana, or I've only got, you know, 3 mana. Like, why are you picking on me? And you're like, okay. And then, like, 2 turns later, they, like, get that last mana, or they finally get the creature that they need. And then, like, they activate every fucking card, or, like, the one card that they needed. And then they go from being, you know, sad little poor guy to they won the game. And it's like, well, if I took a swing at you earlier, it would have changed how many life points, you know. And it's just like, if I feel like somebody's gonna be a sore loser, I just don't want to play, you know. And I actively choose to just kind of remove myself from those situations now. If somebody is not a fun person to play with, or like they suck at like politicking, I'm not going to play Magic with them again. And it's like, it's wild to me that people will make a political bargain at a Magic table, and then be like, aha, well, technically you didn't say this, or you didn't specify for how many turns, or you didn't. And it's like, do you realize that, sure, you got your, like, aha technicality moment, but, like, if you're playing with the same group of people that you're going to continue playing with, like, you probably just lost any cooperation on future bargains from that person. And, you know, then it's like, well, they're like, oh, well, you know, and it's like, no, I'm not going to trust you. Last time you fucked me over. And then they're frustrated that you won't take their deal. And it's like, you offer bad deals, and they mean that you get to win. The last time I accepted your bargain, you won. And it's like, there's room for some of it, but I don't like well, I technically held my side of the bargain kind of thing. And I'm like, I'm not going to make a deal with them again. This isn't fucking Monkey Paw Wish. But I think it's definitely, what kind of play groups do you want to have? And I like that you can kind of, like, if you don't like playing with a group of people, you can try to host your own. Or you can find another group to play with who do have rules that you like. And then I've had friends who just fall in and out of playing Magic. So sometimes I get to play Magic with people, and then sometimes they're not feeling it. So it just kind of comes and goes. But I've been happier playing it more passively. I don't think I could ever try to keep up. Translating a vibe is really hard. True, true. Mustaches go on her chest, not her head. Draw Nanny as a tomboy JK. Oh. Honestly, it was Deathlight's character Dust that we kept putting in, like, too short of dresses that came to mind. Although Nittany does have many a pretty dress. Do, 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 do. Imagine getting beaten at Warhammer by the dude with the My Little Pony Warhammer set. You can't ever be seen again. You have to delete your profile, you have to delete your face, you have to go live underground in the sewers, and your name must be deleted from history because you lost to ponies. How embarrassed. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just absurd. You can't speak, you hate losing and get frustrated so easily. I mean, it's fair to get frustrated. Like, I'm not saying like I never get frustrated. It's natural to get frustrated. I was playing Played Up last night after I fucking drew for I don't know how long. I was like, okay. And I almost got to the point where I could automate, I think I was doing pizzas or pies, and I could almost automate something. Like I had a mixer ready and like it was getting there. And then I burnt a pizza. I burnt a singular motherfucking pizza and it was over at like day 17. And I was like, but we were almost automated. And I was like, the pizza! I burned one pizza in like days of work gone. Because it's when you fail to run, your restaurant's over and you get like points from it, or, you know, but like I'm used to Overcooked, where if you fail, you get to retry the level. And it's like, cool, you fail one, you redo one. But with Played Up, every day you have so many customers and you complete the orders, and every day your restaurant's successful, then you move on to day 2. You get to kind of like buy new stuff and upgrade. Then you move to day 3. So every time you're successful, you get to buy upgrades and you get to go again. So when you lose, you're not just losing like, oh, redo that round. You gotta start a new motherfucking restaurant. And it's because I burnt a pizza. And I literally was like, fuck, goddamn, fuck, da. And I was like, okay, breathe. It's a game. And I was like, but I burnt the pizza. It didn't have to end this way. I failed myself. This is just up. It was such a good run. But I also put the game down after that because I was like, cool. I need to cool down for a second. But I think I've done that with games on stream before too, where I just hit a frustration point where I'm like, we're good. It's partially why you yeah, PvP anything is I tried playing Team Fortress and just kept getting auto sniped, and I was like, what the fuck? I can't even actually like learn to play the game. The other thing that so many games and hobbies require so much time investment. As a single dad, so many games demand your full investment. Yeah, it's really difficult. That's one of the reasons it's taken me almost over 2 years now to get through Baldur's Gate 3. You heard dresses. Yes! Sticks cold front in the top right sketch. You can't even see a dress in there. Keep thinking it would be fun to make a magic deck around your chimeras, maybe Night Song being the ace of the deck, but you never played Magic. Oh my god. It's fun. That's what I enjoy, just making a deck around stuff. Alright, Atridae. Do I say that right? Atridae. Atridae? Anyways, horns A or horns B, because B is drastically longer. One's like the little long horn loop, and these ones are a little shorter. Roguelites are brutal. Peak is like that, and it got frustrating trying to complete the higher difficulties. Felt like you had no room for mistakes. Is Peak like that? It looks all cartoony and stuff. So, there's literally so many games that pop off and everyone's all like playing them that I can never keep up with them. Especially for the amount of time I have to like play games. It feels difficult to like I don't want to just play a game for a little bit. Like I want to try to commit to getting somewhere with it. But I'm not a streamer who makes money streaming. I'm a streamer who makes money arting. Balatro. Bootsy says, the older I've gotten, the less shit I'm willing to put up with. I'm into that. Like, I am at a point in my life where I'm like, yes. My standards have gone up and the willingness of putting up with shit has gone down. If something costs me a lot of emotional energy or a lot of physical energy and it's not, I literally cut all my hair off. I was like, this shit's taking too long to wash. It's getting tangled. I don't have time to brush it. Fuck this. And I give it the good old chap chap. Because I'm like, I don't have time for this. I want to draw butts. I don't want to brush my hair. I want to draw butts. You have to pick what matters. And scratch your ear. Oh my god. Dude, when I have earbuds in nonstop, it does make my ears itch. Gotta leave me alone. Close enough. At today, B is good, but you like A better. Okay, cool. B is easier for me to change than A. A is more difficult. So, this works. And I believe I can just erase the ends of those horns and bring them in closer rather than like have to redo the whole thing. So that's exactly how you say it. Okay, cool. Cool. We've made some good progress here. We've got 2 of them done. Big stretch. Yeah. Ugh. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm gonna eat a couple bites of yogurt. Holy shit, that's a huge difference. Ah! Have I saved? I'll save again. Thought I saved. Much more cozy indeed. Love how I didn't want to draw the hand. I gave up. Placeholder. We'll come back later and fix that one. Don't look. Just pretend. You're too sweet. When the hand cat faces. What if lip bite? Old episode there? Wait, what? The hand makes you think of Cartman when he drew Jennifer Lopez on his hand. That, oh man. I'm gonna sound curmudgeon-y now. I kind of miss old South Park. Although, I think Matt and Trey have both been like, we're tired of politics too, this is dumb. Like, they're so topical, not even just political stuff, but like, always being current. Like, it became like, hey, we can produce episodes so fast that like, they started ripping off of stuff that was happening, but it's like they lost the dumb episodes, like Cartman having an anal probe by the aliens. Moo 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 moo. That's so funny that you bring up South Park, and old South Park specifically, because the thumbnail I made for this is just moo 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 moo. It is because the South Park aliens, that's what they say. They just go moo 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 moo. Bootsy. Isn't that the first South Park episode? Was that the pilot? Anyways, that's funny. Moo 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 moo. Ooh moo ooh 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 ooh. Did I accidentally ooh ooh? The satellite dish anal probe was the pilot. Yeah, okay. Yeah. The South Park game was fun. Oh my god. Which one? So there's the stick of truth, and then there was God, but back when I was a kid, the South Park Rally came out, and it was just like this dumb little racing game. And you like ran around and tried to get like the boosts and stuff. And you played in different parts of the city. They let us play so my parents let us play the game, but they wouldn't let us watch the show. And so there were just jokes that we just did not get. And it was just like, okay, well, Mr. Hanky's clearly a poop. Like, that's, okay, haha, but it was like some of the other stuff, it was like, what? And it wasn't until later when I got older and I was watching the show and I saw the things that the game was referencing and I got it retrospectively. I was like, oh my fucking god. I was like, okay, the game was harmless enough aside from like a few jokes that were a little inappropriate, but like they were enough that it was like over the head. And it's like, okay, you're not gonna get that one. I was like, okay, yeah. It was fun. All right. Do I have my timer going? Please tell me. I do. I've almost been drawing for 2 hours. Okay. All right. As we've seen how far the original sketches have strayed. I feel like sometimes the longer it takes to complete something, the more differences you can have between the parts that you started and the parts that you pick up at, you know? You've probably all started a project at some point once upon a time and been like, oh yeah, this is fine. And then you like have to set it down for a minute, and then when you come back, you're like, what the fuck? And you're like, oh god, what was I using for this? How'd I layer this, you know? Or like, shit, even some stuff it's crazy. It can be as much as like, or as little as, you know, the temperature, the ambient temperature outside's different. So a medium behaved a different way because it was slightly warmer or colder than when you were trying to do it at a later time. Like, it's... Oh, man. Shattered Butthole. Yeah, that's another one. You remember the N64 South Park game and wanted an N64 because of it so bad. Ended up playing it later in life and it was so bad. Oh yeah, I tried playing it again. I tried playing the South Park Rally game and it was not... I was okay at it because I think I had muscle memory going for me. But the controls are really clunky. I think so I found the PlayStation disc for it, and I had a PS3 that was backwards compatible before it was so sadly torn apart on accident because somebody thought it was a non-functioning one. And yeah, so pour one out for the Cossack! Pour one out for the fucking PlayStation 3. It was a real one. I played so many games on it. Creep. Creep is a bad word at Twitch bots. I mean, weird. I suppose. Like, I'm trying to think in what context. Is it so that, like, someone coming in and being creepy can't get, like, spam called a creep and people can just delete whatever gross comment without it being highlighted, maybe? I don't know. Still don't know why MILF was banned. Automod does not like MILFs. We are MILF... Oh, MILFs here. I am not a MILF, though. Don't! Ad break ends. It's ad break! Ad burger! Burger break! Burger break! Breaking the burgers! Not the burgers! Nah! Didn't duck any of them. No! God! Son of a bitch! We like our MILFs, yes. Alright, we got an ad break. We got an ad break. Go-kart. Underpants gnomes. Oh my god. Okay, so the underpants gnomes are also why I think the gnome barrage is hilarious. Wow. We love our MILFs here. Especially today. We're MILFing it up. I'm going to become a MILF. Yes. Yes, I shall become a mother. The mother of all spiders. Yes, I shall usurp Jellybean as the Spider Queen. Oh god, no, maybe not. I'm scared. I'm scared. She's big. I don't know. Jellybean's too big. Oh, thank you for the stretch redeem. Goodbye, friends of Hagrid. Oh man, you know, I wish J.K. Rowling weren't such a big... transphobic piece of shit. Because I used to love Harry Potter growing up, but she's so outspoken about being so anti. It just, yeah, it makes it difficult for me to enjoy the property anymore. I'm just kind of like, bye. I always like, my attitude is just kind of like, I always liked Lord of the Rings better. But I wish I wasn't so terrified of spiders. I could have appreciated, is it Aragorn? I don't know. His name, her naming convention sucked, let's be honest. Shelob. Now that's a spider I can be terrified of. What's Shelobin? You don't want a name that invokes fear. You want a name that invokes questions, so they stand there for a moment, stunned, figuring it out, and then you make your move. Waha. Yeah, yeah. I know multiple people who had Harry Potter tattoos or like Harry Potter house tattoos. And they like got that shit covered up real fast. They're like, wow. People are like, why? And they're like, she fucking hates who I am. It's like, yeah, she's been real vocal about it. So it sucks. But yeah, I always liked Lord of the Rings better anyway, so I was like, fuck it. I'll just go over to my other childhood nostalgia fantasy. And honestly, the story of camaraderie and overcoming evil and trying to have hope in the face of everything feeling hopeless. Hand over fist, Lord of the Rings is way better. Sure, it's a little wordy if you aren't fond of reading verbose descriptions of Lothlorien and the detail of every fucking leaf on every goddamn tree. Like, I understand it's not for everybody. But I did read it at a time when I was very, very avid reader. And I just, yeah, I mentally have images from that book from when I read it, because I read it before the movie came out. So I had images of like scenery and stuff that I assumed things looked like, or how I thought things looked from the descriptions. And it's just really cool. Some of them it's hard when it comes to like the faces. Like most of the faces have just been replaced by God, I'm talking about reading the books and I literally can remember how the paperback of The Hobbit smelled. That's crazy. Oh, wild. So there's I want to say, is it brain farting? There's one of the Linkin Park albums. I want to say it's Meteora, but might be the it's Hybrid Theory maybe. But I was like reading that, and my mom was listening to that song while we were going, like she was dropping me off at school, and I was reading The Hobbit. And there's delete, there we go. And so there's just like some parts of that book that stuck themselves to some of the songs. And so I don't have the images from the movies. No. When I hear those songs, I have like the images that my brain had from when I read the books. So it's weird. Like I have it in my weird little world is just like my own Hobbit music video to like Linkin Park. Although it kind of fits riddles in the dark. Redeems no swearing just because you mentioned no, man, I have to try to not say swear words for 10 minutes. All right, at least I have timers now. Last time I immediately screwed up because I said I didn't have a timer. All right, 10-minute timer set, and I'll try not to cuss. Pippin needed a good whap upside the head. Yes, he did. Why'd he touch the Palantir? Oh man, that movie, I still feel like Peter Jackson's portrayal of the Hobbit is just up there on, god damn it, on, like, not the Hobbit, the Hobbit's horrible. The Hobbit trilogy didn't need to be a Hobbit trilogy. Give me the old animated cartoon any day, we're fine. But Lord of the Rings, just like, it was so passionate. Although, oh god, Guillermo del Toro, also fucking, Hellboy coming out, and just like the creature costumes and just, oh, the set design, like, oh my god, I loved it. I don't know why that came up, but like something adjacent made my brain hop over there, and I just think we all need to appreciate Ron Perlman as Hellboy. Not, oh god, fully tracking me, sorry. Oh, you haven't actually redeemed it. It's fine, I can't make it 10 minutes without swearing anyways, that's the fucking joke. God damn it! Well, it just means there's no punishment for my failure. What song is this? Edamame. I listened to this on repeat one of the other days. You guys got the whole fucking playlist. I was listening to Edamame. I'm like, oh god. I can't. I just didn't want to have to stop and like find another song. The other last night it was Boom. I'm just like, oh god. How many times did I listen to that fucking song when it's on loop? It's on repeat. You bounced off the Hellboy reboot really hard. The older movies were better. Here's one that's actually pretty good. The Discworld animated series / TV. I didn't know that there is that relatively new, or is that an older one? Because I did not know that existed. This is where we're going off-roading. My tits are not anywhere near the degree of size I need for reference here. We're just guessing at the way folds fold. That's an elbow. Hey. Why am I holding my breath again? God. It's one of the reasons I'm like, I could be a tattoo artist. I hold my breath, I could draw a straight line. I just worry about the strain on my hand, and like if I were to have like one of my thumb wiggles while I was tattooing. And my friends are like, oh, it's fine, it's part of the process, like it's, you know, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but also I'm like, I don't know, I would just have to let people know, like, hey, this could potentially happen. And everybody's like, oh no, it's just, it makes it unique, it's like part of the piece. And I'm like, eh. But I've drawn tattoos. Multiple people have their art tattooed on my, wait, multiple people have my art tattooed on their bodies. There we go. Like, I don't have other people's art tattooed on me. I have no tattoos. Everyone's always surprised. Like, I guess because I'm an artist, I look like I should have tattoos. But I have I have commitment issues. And I am like, I don't know if I'm gonna like that in 10 years. I don't know. Oops. Mm-hmm. Alright, I think that's almost everything. Gotta do bottom one there. And then I need to go through and do her hair. But I'm trying to do the same part so that when I get there, everything's consistent. So doing the face first, and then going back and doing the hair. It's also easier to do the hair on top. Part about tattooing is your canvas moves. Yeah, that's it too, is like, I guess if somebody shifts or sneezes or, you know, twitches. But I do have years of experience of working in traditional medium and having people come over to a table and be like, what you doing? And the only thing that bothers me is if they bump the goddamn table and I'm using a ballpoint pen or ink. Or once in a while, pencil will get me a good little stab that you can't really erase because it just made it a too deep of a groove in the paper. Which is one of the reasons I love streaming. You guys can't come bump my table. So, you know, I learned to kind of roll with it. But you also learn to pull your pen up real fast and kind of minimize damage or prevent it. And I feel like that would be very much same, where it's like, whoop, you want to retract immediately. Because otherwise you have stuff like if you are actively tattooing somebody and they like sneeze or move suddenly and you keep tattooing them and they jerk, you can actually like cut the flesh and then you don't have a nice tattoo, you have like a wound, and that's not good tattooing. That's just kind of a mid-case scenario, but yeah. I actually did a lot of research into it and have practiced. but ran into really shitty attitudes around apprenticeships and was like, well, I'm not really going to deal with that kind of fucked up attitude if I didn't know if it was something I really was like going to be able to do long term with the condition of my hand. Ow. But there are other avenues that I could learn. I've never been sure if I wanted to or not. But like, I understand like leaving room for the ink and spacing so stuff reads well, and like what the minimum size a line can be, because sometimes people want stuff to be super fine or super tiny, but it's like using a fine point Sharpie, and you're only going to be able to get so detailed before everything gets kind of lost. And so I can kind of understand, depending on the scale, how much detail I can or can't put into a tattoo design. And then the tattoo artist will kind of adjust it from there. But I can at least bring them something to start with. Or if they do it as is, that's also good. Because some artists are like, they just take what you bring them and they slap it on. All right. Hang on. We got a spill. I just tried to take a bite of yogurt, but there's yogurt on the... There's yogurt on the spoon handle. So I went to go put it in my mouth, and it slipped, and I just... You know how, like, the groom and bride, when they get married, and they do the asshole thing and, like, do the cake shove? I just cake shoved yogurt up my nose. Okay, bye. I'll be right back. Hello, hello, I have returned. Yeah, we still have hand. I'm surprised this has not crashed yet. We've got the fingers, we've got everything. I feel like I should drop my, Oh no. No. Please. Not the hiccups. Anything but that. Alright, I think we're good. I get, like, rogue 1 or 2. Alright, so I'm gonna see about finishing the arms and shoulders here. The boobs too, just to, you know, make sure you didn't think I was gonna leave those out. And then I have her hair to go, so... This color green looks so good on her. Her eyes are just blue. What's... Sand? Spice. Spice. I haven't seen Dune. I am Duneless. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's the way it's gonna go. How come this isn't pinned on top anymore? What the fuck? Oop. Why is that no longer staying on top? Boo. That's new. Alright, it is 8:09. I have 2 other things I'm trying to finish drawing tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up in the next hour. So however much I get done on the ref sheet line art tonight will be how much I get done. I am feeling this is real close to, there are some outfit edits that she's gonna get. I need to double check, how we're doing the outfits. If I'm taking the front, is she front and back or just front? Front and back. Alright, so we need to do her backside too. Happy greeting, smug. Oh, squeeze. Alright, yeah. So, I just need to know, I guess, if I'm doing the outfits on individual ones or if I... Oh, I need to expand that. Oh my goodness. I have to draw the back. So we're not even... We have more to go, actually. That's fine. I thought I was done with line art, but I lied to myself. Aw, and I ate all my yogurt. Son of a bitch! I have the worst employee. Keeps eating all my snacks. When you work for yourself. Oh my gosh. I want to finish Baldur's Gate so I can uninstall it, but I'm so tired of slogging through the game. I'm like, what if? What if? What if? Just turned Act 3 into a drinking game. A moderate one. I don't want to die. But I'm just like, dude, I need to finish that game. And the last time I played it, I had fucking like a leftover cider from something, and I was like, fuck it, if we're playing Baldur's Gate, I'm busting that out. And I'm like, you know what, that might be the only way I make it through the end of the game, you guys. Just not giving a fuck. I came back and I was in the middle of a fight, and I'm like, who the fuck am I fighting? I forgot they called me a cuck, and I'm like, I'm not the cuck, you're the cuck. And then I quit out of the game, and I came back and I forgot that I was mad that he called me a cuck. Like, that's, you know, I just gotta bite it, and I just gotta finish it. We need to start a Pokemon Nuzlocke or something. There's been a new Pokemon game out, and like everyone is super hype about it, and I'm so excited for them. I just feel like I've missed out on the nostalgia, and I need the self-imposed rules of a Nuzlocke to have fun. I wish I had gotten to play when it would have probably been a little more like nostalgic for me to look back at, but you know, the game's only had one save. Alright, I'm not happy with this, but Twitch won't let me draw boobs. Nipples. I'm not sure where the center of mass is. Your issue with games like Baldur's Gate is you want to do all the side quests and you spent so much time, you only ever got to the end of Act 1. I feel like that's another thing I did really was like comb every piece of the map, because I'm like, I'm only playing this son of a bitch one time! Except now I'm like, I might play 2 times so I can run through and talk to spiders. But yeah, Act 1 was fun, Act 2 was fun, and then Act 3, you just have like this super like high impact and like high emotions, and then you just go to the town and everybody is talking at the same fucking time, and it's like, this is why I don't like going to the mall at Christmas. For the love of God, please. Loud. I'm oh man, I'm so I can be grocery shopping, and if somebody's kid starts crying, I'm like, I'm done shopping, I need to leave the store now, please let me check out and go. All brain functions are ceasing to function, and like, oh my god. I'm like, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm like, I'm just gonna remove myself from the situation. Let me pay for my goods and leave. Good day. Any browsing or perusing? Over. Done. We're just on a mission to leave now. I could be in a Michael's and somebody could be like, here's a credit card, buy anything that you want. And I could walk in, and if there's 20 screaming children, you're gonna actually have a premise for a real fight there. Like, how long can you stand to be in a store full of obnoxious children running, screaming, knocking shit over, fighting with each other to get art supplies? I'm like, I don't know, man. Pencil and paper's pretty cheap. I'll keep my sanity. I now, because I don't have any of my own kids, like, I'm just like, hey, you gotta cut that shit out, or like, you don't get to chill. And then they're like, okay. And then they behave. I'm like, I have cool aunt status. and then their parents are just like, oh, fucking, oh, thank God they're behaving for a minute. And it's, I don't, because I draw, I'm like the coolest thing. And I'm like, I fucking guess. I do not tolerate children. I'm like, no, peace out, bye-bye. Like, my friends have to have well-behaved children for me to even tolerate being around them. I'm like, nope. If I had my own, it would be a different story, but I'm like, no, that's a one-way ticket to a migraine. Thank you. Good day. At this point, honestly, if I ever got my shit together, like, physically, I would probably end up adopting. But, like, as it stands, I feel like I would struggle too much. I'm struggling just to keep up with me. It was wild when I was sick. People were like, oh, you should try having a kid. That'll, like, make you figure your life out. And I'm like, what? I can't handle shit now. Why would I think? They're like, oh, you just find a way. And I'm like, you want me to have a child in poverty and just hope that somehow inspires me to, like, suddenly make enough money to... No. You have a stable home if you can first, and then you have a kid, you know, and because that's the way I would prefer to do it. And it's just, I used to think I wanted to have children, and then my priorities had to change so that I could do better. But, I would definitely, like, later in life be open to adopting, because there's plenty of children and we have a fucked up foster system. So, like, I don't know. I would definitely, we'd be past the, like, toddler tantrum stage. And it's just, it's a difficult thing, but I don't think the answer is, oh, well, kids in the foster system have a bad rep, don't adopt, just make your own or use IV. It's like, it's great that there's other options out there, but we should also be trying to, like, have a better system and, like, better support for, you know, children, because it is traumatic to have to move homes, move schools, leave your family. Like, sorry. Ooh. Ah. But yeah. Anyways, something art supplies, something can't go to the store, screaming children want to leave. I don't know what made me think about that. Anyways. All right, we drew some fluff. Got lots of fluff. She looks floofy. Uh-oh. I give her fluff here. That's probably just a better solution. All right. Sounds like the average shopping experience in the city. Yeah. I usually go shopping, like, when I can try to avoid crowds, though. I used to go shopping on Tuesdays, and it's funny because I don't know what it was, but we called it Old People Tuesday because we would go to Denny's back when they had, like, the 2 for $6 meal or whatever, where you could get, like cheap ones, and I, like, could get a stack of two pancakes and some eggs or some shit like that. And so it's like we would do our grocery shopping, and then we would grab it would usually come out to like $10, and we would, like, tip 5, so it would be like $15 to get 2 of the little meals. And, like, it was always crowded, and it was all the elderly people out. And we're just like, what the heck? And then we noticed that, like, the shuttles were coming by. And it's like, okay, so, like, this is like when they pick people up and they like go out in the shuttles and they drop them off to go shopping, and like the it, it was just funny. I was like, okay, so we would go out and it was at least old people aren't screaming high pitched top lungs like you know, a toddler throwing a tantrum most of the time, you know? It's just generally not the vibe. So it was a little more moseying, but at least it was quieter. I could deal with that. And I mean that one day Old People Tuesday will be for me. It'll be my Old People Tuesday. We got Old People Tuesday. We got Shop Vac Monday. Because it sucks. Or is it Shop Vac Tuesday? Yeah, no, it was Tuesday. Oh, Dude, Tuesday was like the worst day. Stuff would be fucked up. So we would send it to go back through the cycle. And it would make it by the end of the week. And then Monday it would get the pass or fail. And then like Tuesday it would be back to like checking it out again. It's just like, oh my God, please. I don't want to see you again. What is going on? I'm gonna have to redraw those boobs later. I just don't know. I don't know where anything goes. I hate worrying about just trying to figure out where to place things. So even when she's wearing clothes, I'm not sure how it goes underneath. Yeah, we're just gonna come back to that part later. I will try and do her hair. I kind of lost a little bit steam when I realized I have to draw the back. So we're not as done as I thought we were. You know what? I'm gonna fill the flats in, and then I might just call this good for now. The hair is gonna be really rough on my hands, so I might actually wait. I have more stuff I need to shade tonight, so we're not gonna run completely into the ground tonight. And then, let's see, tomorrow is Thursday, and Thursday I'm gonna take a break. And, ugh, the hiccup's back. Ow! Yep. Oh, it got me. Sorry. The fuck was I talking about? Tomorrow... Oh, yeah, I've been drawing so much today because I'm trying to balance a day of drawing a lot with a day of drawing less. I drew a lot yesterday, too. I got like 3.5 hours of active drawing time in. And we're at how much? 2.5? So yeah, I have about an hour or more to go. Been live for 3. Okay. So I've drawn for... 45 minutes of time that's not art. Oops. Getting sidetracked, losing the mission. Part of me does want to play a game for a little bit, but it would be something that is like a short one, either like, I don't know. We were talking about Magic earlier in Arena, But there's also, I've enjoyed Played Up. And I mean, Zomboid is always a good one. I just don't, that one, if I survive, it's always difficult to leave a game where I'm surviving and then like, okay, I might not play for a little bit and then come back and I die and I'm like, oh, boo. I can show you my, I don't know what else, if there's anything I want to do. Otherwise, I just want to go do my dishes and then, get back on to draw. Except I shall be elsewhere. Do 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 do. All right. I'll end up doing all of these at the same time. Also, yeah, I definitely wasn't happy with the front-facing one. And I did not know how much I was going to have to redraw versus what I was going to be able to keep. So I didn't do her backside. That will probably be what I will do next time. And that's part of the reason I'm deciding, I'm deciding on doing it next time. Because I'm running out of time tonight. But if I'm going to be drawing her back side, and I might be drawing her hair from the back or anything like that, I'd rather do all of it at the same time rather than, as we discussed, draw one thing on one day and feel like it's vastly different on another. I'm really happy with how the face came out. I'm really glad I spent the time to redraw this. It didn't feel like it was the caliber. You know, once in a while, something is just like, leave it alone, and if you still hate it when you come back later, you can redraw it. And it's that whole thing where most of the time I'm like, oh, I don't even remember what I didn't like. I forgot this looks fine, everything's great. You know, and I can carry on forward. And sometimes it's like this where I open it up and I'm like, no, I still hate this. It could be better. I can do better. And I feel like, sure, I could underdo a commission, right? The commissioner did not ask me to redraw anything. They were happy with it as was. This was completely of my own, like, volition, going, you know what? Nah, this is trash. I can do better. Because while it would have been easier to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna let this be and call it good, when it's something that bugs me that badly, I'm like, it can't look good, like as good as it could be. And I feel like what I do, the work I do and the work I put out is sort of self-advertisement, right? So if I put out something that I think is underwhelming and not representative of my style or my caliber, I'm doing myself a disservice that this isn't as good as I could be. Someone might look at it and be like, cool art, and pass by, or the difference of somebody looking at it and going, holy shit, I need to commission this artist to draw my character, you know? And I don't know, I fucking care about my goddamn job. And this looks so much better, and she feels so much cozier, and just like there was something about, God, do I have the previous one? Do I have it in a screenshot I sent you? Other words, it's kind of the best I've got. It shows everything. What? Ooh. Like, look at the difference. That's huge. Like, holy shit, that's a world of difference, at least to me. The one, the, oh, cool, and I can see how the boob squish actually meant to go. Okay, I can fix that. Oh, because her torso is kind of supposed to be more twisted, and I drew it more front on. I'll make some minor adjustments to that. But this is the one that it really bugs me. And it, oh, that makes sense. It's all fucked up because I never drew it in the first place. I never worked that one out. I just drew frowny faces. Dude, I literally have to draw the nipple to know where the middle of the boob is, or else the whole system falls apart. But like, I mean, look at the difference there. That is so good. Like, I'm so much happier with it. Restarted stream, so it's been longer. Oh, it has. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, I trolled myself. Because, yeah, I think I started at like 3 o'clock or 3:30. It's been like 5 hours. Oh, no. Oh, man. You also kind of want to get the dark ending with Asterion, but somehow you've wooed Gale. Oh, no. Gale's just horny, though. Sounds like most people who've never had their gas electricity cut off because they couldn't pay the bills. Oh, God. One of the reasons you hate living in a large city is that so many stores are full of screaming kids. Yeah, no. That's where I'm like, God. I can't do it. So much better. Yes, yes. I'm super happy. Oh gosh, my tentacles are blocking it. Like, I think, so I made the eyes smaller and wider apart, and then I made the nose larger. And then, like, the waving one here, God damn it, my tentacle's in the way. The waving one here is also just really good. Like, compared to what it looked like on the rough sketch, like, I really brought it up. And then the front-facing one, I mean, that was literally line art. I redid the line art. I hated this. I'm like, this doesn't read enough like cow to me. And I'm like, would I guess cow? Like, would I maybe guess pig? And I'm like, why are we not just dinging for cow? You know? And I think that's part of what bugged me too, is that I didn't... So I pulled up a ref of what the cows look like, and I spent some time resizing and making the face feel more more bovine. And I feel like it looks so much better. It was worth it 1,000%. You just fell on the... Because the Christmas tree was there. Kind of like how there's one for my tablet. Oh god, except I moved my tablet, so now they're crawling my boobs. Alright. Cool, cool. I do believe then this is a good time to hold up and stop. It's only stopping on Twitch and YouTube though. I think the fact that it's 9 p.m., 10, 11, 12, I'll probably like just draw till midnight. We'll just push real hard. I have 2 sketches I would like to finish tonight. I will pull up one more time. These are the Your Character Here poses. They were for Christmas, with the bows and everything, but they also work really well for Valentine's Day. So if you want to snag one of these cute poses, I would highly suggest grabbing one. I am only opening one more round of slots for these before they're closed, and I retire these poses for good. And we'll be on to a different batch, but I'm not sure if we're doing them immediately or not, so we will see. But these I'm able to offer at a discount, so instead of costing like 120 plus, these have been discounted because I can do the poses, and the outfit is a predetermined ribbon tangle. So, yeah, it's a good way. You just gotta hit me up on Discord if you want one of these with which pose you want, and if you want it a sketch flat or shaded. But yeah, I'm really enjoying how they come out. My favorite is having the pose already sorted, because then I can just focus on a character's details. And I feel like that's a really good example. Just don't push my hand. No, we're not pushing hand into the ground. But I think this one was a really good example of I already had the poses figured out, and I already had the face angles figured out, but I wasn't happy with the underlying structure, so I was kind of able to redraw these the same way. But just over my own sketch I was no longer happy with. I was able to come back around and just focus on the character's details, instead of trying to figure out how the pose should look or how to put everything together. I already did that work and walked away for a minute. Alright, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna go ahead and see, is there anybody live? But also, I think we're gonna go straight to, like, I'm just gonna take a 15-minute break and I'm just moving to Picardo. I saved? I'll save again. Alright. Her expression really popped in the original, but you can definitely see that she's more cow-like in the second. Oh, do you mean this one? Like the cheery one? Because I guess I made her look a little shy instead of happy, because I could adjust that a little bit. Alright. But with that, I'll be scooting off. I'm going to be live again in like 15 minutes. I'm just going to grab a little snacky snack since I ate a sandwich earlier. I think I'm okay on like food. But, I'm gonna throw... Ah, my chicken in the oven! No need to adjust. More an open comment. Okay, cool. It's mostly just making the eyes arc a little bit more. and making it look more like a smile. There's subtle things you can adjust. I don't have to change her whole face. But yeah, if it's good and it gets the vibe across, then we are good to go. All right. Oh my god, the fucking gnomes! God. It'll be a wonder if I still have my underpants after that. Did they steal them? Are they underpants gnomes? Alright. Cool. So, yeah. I think I am just gonna go straight to, save. I'm gonna go straight to working on the other things. I should be able to, wrap them up tonight. So take care, have a good one, and if you know where to find me, you know where to find me. If not, sorry, you're just not cool enough. Should work on that one day. We got a Discord server that'll be coming soon, and it will have all of the links and go lives and all that shit. I'm just trying to have enough time to sit and harangue out the last little bit. But with the holidays and then trying to catch up from the we're working on it. It's almost there. We built it up big with a lot of little sub-channels and categories and stuff. And the more I sat on looking at the new server and thinking about it, I'm like, I feel like there's just a few active servers or channels in my server, and instead of trying to bring everything over, maybe just bring the most used chats over, since that's basically where everybody was talking and hanging out and the buzz was anyways. And anything else can kind of go into general. But I honestly just don't want to have to moderate 20 channels. You know? I would like to just be able to moderate the handful of ones that matter. Like, I can see which ones are active and whatnot, but it also leads me to wonder if it's worth even adding some of the other ones in. So I am open to that kind of input. But I feel like a lot of people use Discord servers as sort of pings, or they hang out with like one chat or two chats that are like the things they pay attention for. Otherwise it's like, yes, this is for getting announcements or stream pings or things like that. So, I think I'm going to try to make sure that there's still a like good place to socialize and everything still included, but just focus around the areas where the most activity already was. So yeah, well, I basically the new Discord's ready to go, but I'm sitting here going, but is it too much? Did we do too much? And I appreciate trying to build it, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is just almost overwhelming. The cheese! Can I grab the cheese? Ah! Anyways. I think I am gonna just cut it down to the top, like maybe 10, and then, you know, announcements or things like that, but keep it pretty small. But yeah, when I get that sorted, we'll have links for that and you'll be able to catch go lives for all the things. But until then, if you're already in the current Discord, congratulations. You win more art. All right. Take care, YouTube. Don't forget to hit the like, and if you're not subscribed, definitely consider. We're getting real close to 1,000 fucking subscribers, which is crazy. Skuttz bore. Fine, right before I leave. Oh no. I'm stuck. Ah. Why am I all... Alright, my hands are huge! This model is not... This model is not fully there yet. You thought it was automated. No. unfortunately. Most of that's in live too. Why are my hands so huge?